LeBron James. How much is left in the tank?
LeBron! Look out below!
Anthony Davis. Is he ready to take the reins?
Oh, it's good! Anthony Davis has won it for the Lakers!
Could they make another run? Clock's ticking.
Scoring record belongs to LeBron James!
Let's be real about the Los Angeles Lakers. Since forming their core with LeBron and Anthony Davis, the Los Angeles Lakers have seen a lot of success recently, including their championship in 2020, and just this past playoffs, they made the conference finals and had some seriously close bouts with the champion Denver Nuggets. That's very impressive considering what the expectation was for the Lakers going into the playoffs. They weren't really a high seed throughout the entire season, barely squeaked in, and nobody really thought they were going to do too much, so for them to do that was very impressive. Now this offseason they added a bunch of names, they've revamped their roster, and now they're full of role players. So the Lakers have a nice chance of making another run at it this season. With that being said, due to the main player LeBron James's age and other factors, I do think this is the Los Angeles Lakers' last chance to make a real run. At least with this core, because who knows what happens after this, but with the core of LeBron and Anthony Davis, I think this might actually be their last shot. First things first, the reason I'm making this video and why I'm phrasing it the way I am is because I really don't think that LeBron is going to come back after this offseason. He's expressed how much he wants to play with Bronny, and with his draft year coming up, I'd assume after this year, the Lakers, if they don't get Bronny, LeBron would be gone, yeah? We all know that Bronny's been having some complications, but they said he'll be back real soon, and I feel like that hints at him playing this year in the college season. So given that that's what the case is, I don't think LeBron will be a Laker after this season. But let's get into how they can make a run this season. Like I said earlier, LeBron is definitely aging, and that's one of the most key factors to all of this. LeBron James is just not the same player he was a couple years ago, and it's showing on the court when you get to the playoffs. A lot of people want to tell you that he averaged 30 points in the regular season, and he did, and I can't take that away from him. That's legendary that he did that, but once it gets to the nitty-gritty in the playoffs, you see how tired LeBron gets. He can't spearhead an offense like he used to be able to. Holding LeBron to LeBron's same standards is not something we can do this season, at least from what he's been showing us. The last two playoff seasons he's had, which would be 2021 and then 2023, he only averaged 24 points, which is a huge drop-off from what we usually expect from LeBron to do. We expect him to be able to take pretty much whoever's on your roster and get them to the finals, just backpack them, and he just can't do that anymore. And that's fine. He's aging. I don't expect a 38-year-old to be able to do that, to be frank. Another point about LeBron's age is the fact that he's been getting hurt a lot recently, and this is one of the most, if not the most key factor in all of this, is the Lakers having a healthy season. They haven't had a season where either LeBron, AD, or both haven't been out since they won the championship, and it's definitely weighing on them. LeBron used to never get hurt. He had that cramp in one of the finals, but besides that, when has LeBron gotten hurt? He's usually just been the pinnacle of health throughout the season and gone to the finals and rinsed and repeat for almost a decade. So I'm still getting used to LeBron being hurt like this, but that's the reality of the situation. LeBron is due to get hurt every season, and we all know that Anthony Davis is due to get hurt and just miss chunks of the season. He'll miss a week here, he'll miss a month there, come back. It's always something that's nagging, and it hasn't usually really been a super injury. It's been a mixture of a bunch of different things. So the Lakers having a healthy season is one of the most important factors to all of this. If LeBron and AD aren't on the floor, then they might not have a shot. If they come back too late, they're going to have to pick up ground because the Western Conference is so tough. In the Western Conference last season, the 3rd and 10th seeds were only 6 games apart. That's crazy. And a lot of people are saying the Western Conference fell off and the East is on top. I genuinely just don't believe that. I don't. I think that the best team in the league is in the Eastern Conference. But if you look at the West, they got some dogs on those rosters. You have teams like the Suns, and you don't know how good they're going to be. They just formed this new Big Three, and their offense is going to be potent. So that's going to be a team that you have to beat out. You can also just look at the champions, the Denver Nuggets. You have to go through them again. So can you guys do that as well? we'll see. But they have to have a healthy season to even get there, in my opinion, because these seedings are going to be very, very close again. That's what I'm predicting. So if the Lakers want to get in, being healthy is one of the most important factors in all of this. Getting into an aspect that's not LeBron related is Anthony Davis and him not really stepping up these past couple of seasons. I thought it was kind of an unwritten rule after the Lakers got Anthony Davis that LeBron was going to take over for their first year there, and then Anthony Davis is going to take the reins of it and just be that number one guy, and that really hasn't happened. It's still been all LeBron, and I think that Anthony Davis becoming that number one option is going to be a huge portion of what needs to happen if this season is going to be successful for the Lakers. I talked about how LeBron is aging and only averaged 24 points this past playoffs. Well, Anthony Davis only averaged 22, which I think is crazy considering he's supposed to be the guy in this situation. He's only 29 years old. He's supposed to be the number one option, and he's supposed to be an elite scorer and defender. But for some reason, he can only turn it on some nights. He was very inconsistent in the playoffs. He'd have a 30-piece here and then score 17. He'll have another 30-piece and he'll have 5 blocks, 10 rebounds, no gas. The numbers look like that. He'll have some historic stat lines and then drop down to 16, 17, 18 points. And I really don't understand why that is. He's super inconsistent, and I feel like he just needs to step more into that I'm the guy role. And if he can't do that, then the Lakers might not have a shot this season. They really might not. Anthony Davis and LeBron cannot be playing below their standard. At least one of them needs to show up to the billing at full force or better. I do think Anthony Davis will come in with a chip on his shoulder this season, especially because I think Anthony Davis at full strength and at his best is a guy who could win an MVP award or just be one of those top 5 guys in the league, but he doesn't stay on the court. And also, he doesn't seem as aggressive as he should be. He should be more aggressive on offense because I think his offense and defense are some of the best in the league. He's one of the best on both ends, and I think he could put it all together and win one of those awards, but it would take him having a complete season, giving that aggression, and playing the amount of games needed, which is now a really, really key part. You need to play 65 games to qualify for any awards, so with that side of things, it would really depend on his health, obviously, for that season. But, we'll see, man. We'll see. I hope the Lakers are good because the playoffs are always better with the Lakers and LeBron in it. I'm also excited to see what kind of rotations they choose to pick because there's a lot of guys that they could mix and match. My 5 for them would probably go D'Lo, Reeves, LeBron, let AD play the 4, and then maybe Christian Wood at the 5. I think what's more likely to happen is probably D'Lo, Austin Reeves, and then they'll throw a Jared Vanderbilt in there, or they'll throw a Rui Hachimura in there and make AD run the 5. But I personally would let AD run the 4, and since you have Christian Wood, let him run the 5, let AD run the 4, because AD has expressed that he really does not want to play the 5 during the regular season at least. So I just let him do that, be where he's comfortable, and then go from there. Not to mention, their role players are real good. They revamped their roster. Like I said, they add players like Gabe Vincent. They added Christian Wood, who can bring a completely different element to their front court that they didn't previously have. Coming off a season where he averaged 16 points on limited minutes for the Mavericks, he was a really good pickup. And some returners. Rui Hachimura averaged 12 points in the playoffs last season, and that was crucial for them winning some of those series. There was games where he absolutely kept them in there, and then he have a couple games with 20 off the bench. He was going crazy in the playoffs. Austin Reeves as well, and he's all the rage these days on Team USA, with a lot of people rooting for him, a lot of people hating on him as well. I'm not sure why that is, but he averaged 17 points in the playoffs last season as well, and he was a huge part to what they did. Other guys like D'Lo, they signed Taurean Prince as well. So I think the Lakers are coming in with a real good roster this season and do have a chance to make a run. But like I said, man, LeBron is not the same LeBron. Anthony Davis is going to need to step up. They need a healthy season really, really bad. I feel like they haven't had one of those that they could really say the guys were just there the whole time. And this season, I don't expect them to have a healthy season, frankly. Could they still get it done if they don't have the healthiest season? Yeah, but if there's a season where AD is going to miss another large chunk of games and LeBron's going to miss another large chunk of games, I'm not sure how far they'll get, to be honest. But I hope they do it. I really do hope they do it. I'd love to see them have some more success, and I love to see LeBron in the playoffs. To be frank with you, playoffs are better when LeBron is in it. We only got so many more seasons left of LeBron, so I'll take what I can get. What seed do you think the Lakers are going to finish in next season? You think they'll make any noise in the playoffs either? Leave those down in the comments below. Leave a like on this video if you messed with it. You know what I'm saying? Put my effort into it. I'll see y'all in the next one.